Why this topic is so important? Because looking at the technological disruptions that are happening, all of us are having some apprehension, some doubt, some lack of confidence as we look at the future. And when I'm saying lack of confidence, we actually see that so much is happening so fast using technology. The natural doubt comes to our mind. How are we going to remain relevant in future with so much of technological disruptions happening all around us? Now, in this situation, it is very essential, and especially, for the young kids, those who are in their final year of education, and that too technical education, they have invested so many years of their life, studying, learning, and now when they are about to join the workforce, for last 16-18 months, there has been so much turbulence all around us. So this, discussion, becomes important, and I'm very happy that the Training and Placement Department and ISTE chapter of student of the Government Engineering College, they decided to have this session on future of work. Now, there has been number of studies, McKinsey has done it, Harvard has done it, a lot of other consulting firms have done it, that what is going to happen with work in future. And there have been some very discouraging kind of, scenario building. And when I'm saying discouraging, there is one report by two professors of Harvard which says about 67-70% of jobs will be obsolete in coming 10 years. Now, in this kind of scenario, when we are saying that so many jobs will be obsolete in coming years, so we need to assess and we need to find out what is going to remain relevant and how we can all, remain relevant in the coming future. So I think, during this session, next 55-60 minutes, I will try to create an optimism in all of you regarding your future. And when I'm saying create optimism, because there might be, some of you having apprehensions, but let me assure you in the beginning itself that there is nothing to be apprehensive of. We all are relevant today and we all are going to be relevant tomorrow as well. Things will change, but in last 18 months, world over, we have established that human beings are very resilient. And when I'm saying very resilient, it means in January last year, January 2020, there was some reports coming in newspapers, channels that there is some virus in China which is spreading. Then in March beginning, nobody could have thought about that this virus will lead to a pandemic. And then on 20th March, all the colleges, were kind of closed, and 24th March, the government of India declared the lockdown. Things changed so quickly from January to March. There was huge change. And in last 15-16 months, entire human race has shown tremendous resilience. So it means if change can happen at this pace, at this speed, and we all can remain relevant, so then is there a need to be apprehensive about future? There is no need to be apprehensive or have any doubts about future. I'll be sharing a few slides with you, which will clear certain doubts and will also give you certain, I would say, domain independent skills that you should work on to in fact take advantage of the future. Because there'll be, you must have in economics, I think being from engineering background, some of you might not be having very strong footing in economics, but there is U kind of recovery, there is V kind of recovery, there is also a K kind of recovery. And in K kind of recovery, we say that some of the organizations, some of the people will have very fast recovery, and there'll be another set of people in K which will miss out the recovery. And this is what we are seeing in our economy also in India. There are certain companies which are growing their books, which are growing their turnover, where the investors and share value is increasing very fast. And there are certain small scale companies, certain companies which are not able to survive. And today is a very unique day in the history of Indian market. And what I'm saying, history of Indian share market, because today the first unicorn, first $1 billion company in India startup is getting listed, which is by the name Zomato. So today is the listing of Zomato, and this is the first. Now we have, a list of such companies which are going to come in next 3-6 months. There will be Paytm, there will be other companies. But today is a big day because today, first unicorn is getting listed on Indian stock market. So on such a big day, we also have Guru Purnima. So such an auspicious day, to have this discussion with all these, young kids. So if Darshan, am I allowed to share my screen?
Yes, sir, you can.
Let me. Yeah, can you see this?
Yes, sir, your screen is visible.
That's great. Great. So this is, the in this. Okay. So future of work, as we are discussing. Let me first, because now we are talking about outcome-based learning, outcome-based education. So what is the outcome of this webinar? Once we finish in next 50-55 minutes, what you would have learned from this webinar, what kind of doubts would have been cleared. So participants of the webinar will be able to understand what new disruptive technologies are on the horizon, how will the jobs change. I'll take you to the future, imagining future work environment. What are the major ethical issues to address? Changing context of organization, why you get a job, and the last discussion would be 5 minutes on how to plan for a skill transformation journey. So this is what we are going to cover in the webinar today, this 50-55 minutes, and I'll be very happy to answer questions at the end, because I'm quite certain, I'm quite sure that this discussion will kind of, ignite your thoughts, and a lot of questions, might come to your mind. So I'll be very happy to answer those questions. Moving ahead, we have witnessed last 15-16 months, and I tell you, I have added confidence now because of these last 16 months that human race is amazingly resilient. And when I'm saying amazingly resilient, it means whatever happens in future, we all are going to thrive and survive. Before this, I'll share some very simple statistics with all of you. Before this pandemic, would you believe in the world, only 3% of higher education was happening online, 3% distance learning. And when the pandemic happened, by the end of April, 100% of higher education was online. In India, we have, and not only in India, world over, 100% higher education was online, from 3% to 100%. All 1,000 universities of India, all 50,000 higher education colleges in India, every faculty, there are 25 lakh higher education teachers, each one of them, irrespective of their age, irrespective of their domain, whether they are in architecture or engineering or law or hotel management, each one of them was taking online classes. So from a physical class to online class in 1 month flat, from 3% to 100%. Look at the resilience of those teachers, whatever their age, 50 years, 55 years, 60 years, 40 years, 35 years. Students were already using TikTok, they were using mobile phones, they were comfortable with the video platform. But teachers were not that comfortable with the video platform. But you must have witnessed yourself that in last year and a half, how your teachers have performed. Resilience they have shown is amazing. There are 10 times enrollment in EDX. EDX is a platform created by Harvard and MIT for free learnings. It was initially MIT OpenCourseware, but then they created this EDX and they started charging some very minimal amount for those programs. 10 times enrollment in EDX this year, 6 times enrollments in Coursera. And some of you might not be aware that about a month back, in fact, Harvard and MIT has sold EDX to Coursera. It has been sold now. And do you know for how much amount? $800 million. Look at the amount they have paid, they received, from Coursera for selling their EDX wing, $800 million. This shows even institutions like MIT, institutions like Harvard, they are ready for the future. Upgrade today in India, Upgrade, which is a edtech firm, is having largest enrollments of students. It's not Indira Gandhi National Open University anymore. With largest enrollments in India, the largest university in India today is the edtech firm, which is Upgrade. What is happening now? We are seeing a lot of technological disruptions, lot of digitization, and lot of use of digital technology. We are having more work from home. I'll come to this a little later. We have now 24 hours connectivity. We are always on Wi-Fi, and we are having location independent working. Now, location independent working is leading to something very interesting, which is known as human cloud. I'll come to that in a little while. So location independent working. In fact, I share a very interesting thing with you. I happen to have a cottage in Bhowali. Bhowali is a small city close to Nainital. My younger son is studying in Sherwood College, which is a boarding school in Nainital. So Bhowali is a city close to Nainital. So we purchased a cottage there because we used to frequent Nainital, on many occasions because of my son's education there. So we purchased a small cottage there, a duplex cottage there. A family from Delhi, husband, wife, 2 kids, they have taken because I was not in a position to go there for last year and a half. My son is studying from home. A family from Delhi, husband, wife, and 2 kids, they took my cottage on rent for a year. And that family, husband is working in an IT firm in Gurgaon. The wife is working in an IT firm in Noida. They have 2 young kids. They have taken my cottage for rent for a year, and the entire family settled in Bhowali in that beautiful surrounding, serene surrounding, and they are working there, location independent working. They are not going to their office. They are sitting there in Bhowali, but working as effectively, as efficiently as they would have been working in their offices. Communication skills, regular upskilling, and we are ready for upskilling. We have shown the resilience as I shared with you. Upgrade is the largest university. edX has 10 times enrollments, online platform. Coursera has 6 times platforms. It means all of us, all the people, those who are working, we are ready to upgrade our skills. But the challenge is also going to be regarding mental health and resilience. And you would be again amazed to know that there was a survey done, and in that survey it came out that more than 47% of the working people today, which is a huge number, almost 50%, they have now taken to meditation. 50% of people, those who are working from home, they have started doing meditation now because of this, the time that they are having at their disposal. Though the 17% people are saying, around 20% people are saying world over that their working hours have extended, but still they are finding some time in the morning, sometime in the late evening, and they have gone to meditation, for half an hour, 20 minutes every day. So this all information shows, these all statistics shows that human race is having amazing resilience for the future. This book I wrote, Future of Education, and in fact, March we had the close down, and my book was published in the month of April. It became, as Darshan was mentioning in the initial introduction, this book became one of the leading, bestseller books in the education books category on Kindle and Google Books. And again, in the same vein, a University of Mazandaran in Bablisov in Persia, in Iran, they found my book very interesting, and in fact they requested me to get my book translated into Persian language, and I was very happy. I immediately gave my consent, and the Department of English of University of Mazandaran, they translated my book in Persian language. This is not Urdu, this is Persian, and this book is also selling a good number of copies every month. So why I'm sharing this future of education is in tune with future of work. And where I'm saying this, higher education has shown world over that higher education teachers are up to any challenge which is going to happen in future. And the young kids are also going to be ready for any challenge which is going to happen in future. So what is going to happen in future? There are so many things which we are discussing right now. Let me quickly go through this list. All of you are into engineering courses. You are well versed with these new and disruptive technologies. So I will not be taking much time on this because I'm quite certain that all of you are aware what are these technologies and how they are going to change the working environment. They are, we all know, artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, robotics, 3D printing or additive manufacturing, big data, automation, computer supported cooperative work, CSCW, human computer interaction, that is HCI, something that you do, you operate your mobile phone using your gestures, so that's human computer interaction. AR, VR, we all know augmented reality, virtual reality, Internet of Things, the gig economy and the human cloud. Gig economy is something which is happening in a big way. These are certain technologies which are doing disruption as on today. But in future, these technologies can be different. We might learn these technologies. We can get expertise over these technologies. But the question is, how long these technologies will remain the in thing? Because we are very certain, looking at the past 20 years of technology, we are very sure, very certain that in next 20 years, technologies, their verticals, their applications is going to have amazing changes. So I'm not going to discuss these technologies in detail. Darshan, is it okay if I can skip this part, because I'm sure all engineering students are having good idea of these technologies.
Yes, sir, no issue, sir.
Yeah, because I'm speaking to a very decent set of participants which are engineering students. So I'm very happy. You all must be aware of gig economy. You all know it's basically dividing work and small group of people doing those works, sitting at their home, sitting at co-working spaces. And gig economy is something which is going to happen. Human cloud is the outcome of all these things put together. So we'll be discussing in detail what this gig economy is, what is this human cloud is, and how we as human beings can be ready for this disruption in future. How will job change? That's the first thing which all of us should learn. How do we make sense of the uncertainties which are all around us? How can we predict what technologies will appear next? How do we really know what impact these will have on the future of work? Will the robots really take our job? And if they are going to take our job, what we can do about it? And we need to understand what, when, and how of this situation. So this is what I'm going to cover in my discussion, that how the jobs are going to change in future, how to understand that, and what steps you can take to ensure that you are relevant for the future workforce in the equal capacity, if not in a better capacity or better way. So let's start by imagining future. I would recommend that all of you read this small article. You can Google this and you can download it, because you must be having good academic data bank, corporate data bank. You can download this article. Venkatesh Rao has proposed the concept of manufactured normalcy. It's a new term which he brought out, manufactured normalcy. What this manufactured normalcy means? Manufactured normalcy means that we are talking about future, but there is nothing like future. There is a continuum. Continuum means every day we are moving into future, or future is present actually. What is happening all around us in last 15-16 months, we were expecting this to happen over next 5-10 years. But because of this pandemic, there has been amazing expediting in the future outcomes. So this is a manufactured normalcy. What is it? You must have heard this word many times. The new normal, the new normal. This is new normal. New normal means we have a manufactured normalcy. We have a continuum of future. There's nothing like a future will happen and you be prepared for that. Future is actually happening right now. That's what Venkatesh Rao proposed in that very lovely article of his, Manufactured Normalcy. All engineers or all technical people should read that. That will give a good idea that how this future, every day We were using a telephone 2 years back. There were no gestures happening. For everything you need to dial something. Then suddenly we had the touch phones. Then touch phones suddenly became phones where you can swipe. Now, for last 2 years, we are having phones which can read your gestures. You can use 2 fingers, 3 fingers, create as, create O. Future is happening in continuum basis. You would not know, and you will have a mobile phone in your hand, which will be having all the different things. So something will happen all around us, and future will be there. So future is nothing like we can be prepared for that. Future is happening every day. We need to understand and more about the current and imagined state of technology and analyze in the context of how we work in the present. What is happening with technology today? How we can make best use of today's technology in our present work. We can be expert of that and keep that framework in mind, that whatever latest technologies are there, you are expert in those technologies for that present day work environment, because future will not happen on a certain date. This will be a continuum process. Every day you will get up in the morning and you will have something new coming at somewhere in the world. There was a very interesting discussion where interview of Elon Musk, and Elon Musk said this thing, that I'm not afraid of large companies. I'm not afraid of big large companies. I'm afraid of the young kids, those who are working in garage, and they can come out with some disruptive technology someday which can really affect our businesses. And that is why you find so many mergers happening, so many acquisitions happening. As soon as the large company finds that some young kid is doing some disruptive work somewhere, they immediately go and buy that company because they want to have all those changes within their fold. And there was an old concept. I'm discussing imagining future right now. Try to be with me. We have been talking about that jack of all and expert of none. That was the concept. That if you can be expert of only one thing, you cannot be expert of everything. This concept has changed absolutely. Now we have Elon Musk, who has created a new term by the name expert generalist. What is happening today? He is working in 3 different companies. In fact, a 4th project is also there. 3 different companies. He's working in Tesla. Tesla is basically electronic mobility, electronic batteries. No organic fuel is being. The second company is Boring Company. Boring Company is what? They are creating bores across the globe, across the continents, and they are going to have fastest mode of travel. Boring Company. They have SpaceX, where they would take people to travel to sky.
Sir, your voice is not audible. Not sir, not audible, sir.
Is it?
Yes, sir. Now okay, fine.
Okay. And this happened since when?
Before few seconds back, sir.
Okay, fine. So I think nothing much have been missed in that case. So what I'm saying is that a person is working in different directions. He sold his one company, got some money, started 3 different new ventures, all in different directions. SpaceX traveling to for your honeymoon, you are booking slots, say, for Moon and Mars rather than Maldives and Mauritius. For intercontinental travel, you're going to have fastest way of traveling.
Sir, again it is muted. Yes, now. Hello.
Okay, this is happening, on its own. Let me see why this is happening. So, his fourth project is that he's trying to figure out, can there be a way in which a chip can be fitted to the human mind and a human being can start working like a robot. So this is what is shaping up for future. So we need to be in the present with the latest technologies. Futurist frameworks are often aimed at tackling complex global issues by producing rich scenarios to map social, cultural, political, economical, technological context. This is how we all design solutions to solve some certain.
Sir, again, sir, voice. Wait for a while, sir. 1 minute. Sir, your voice. 1 minute, sir. 1 minute. Let me check one thing.
Again and again. Is it happening?
1 minute, sir. 1 minute. Let me just check the thing at my end. Now, sir, please unmute yourself. I have muted you right now. Now unmute yourself. Yes. Now okay.
Okay.
Ah.
Right. So, you know,
Hello.
Again, important.
Hello. Sir, 1 minute. Sir, 1 minute. Sir, now you please able to. Hello. Sir, now please. Your screen. No, sir. Your screen is also not visible, and your voice is also not audible.
Something is happening with this. This automatically goes to. समझ लो एक बार.
Sir, 1 minute. I make you the presenter, so you will be able to unmute yourself at your end only. 1 minute, sir. Only 1 minute. Yes. Yes, sir. Now you can do. Now there will be no issue. Just unmute, sir. Just unmute, sir. Unmute. Yes, sir. Now please. Now please continue, sir. Now please continue.
Okay. Let's hope. This issue does it. Can you see the slide?
Yes, sir. Imaging future.
Okay, imagining future. Yeah. So how do you. Imagining future is there are three things which are very important for all of us to appreciate. One is there is a concept of Lindy Effect. What is the meaning of Lindy Effect? This again, you can Very interesting discussion. This you can go and you can Google it and you can learn more about this in future. Lindy effect means, Lindy effect says about the longevity of the businesses, about the longevity of the jobs, about the longevity of the corporations. What it means, Lindy is basically about length of a show. What it says that if a movie is running for last 5 weeks, it is more probable that this movie will run for 5 more weeks. Or let's say there is a new series which is coming on Netflix. So it is running successfully for last 5 weeks. It's very highly probable that it is going to run for next 5 weeks equally successfully. But if you are launching a very new series on Netflix, it might succeed, it might fail. So Lindy effect says if you are looking at the longevity in future, so the businesses, the jobs which have been there for long duration are expected to continue for long duration. But the jobs or the organizations or the businesses which have been in place for a short duration, which are actually driven by technology, there is more likelihood that they will not be there for long duration in future also. Very important concept of Lindy effect. I'll come to this why I'm sharing this with you. Second is Taleb has given a wonderful concept of sustainability of the organizations, sustainability of the businesses, and he has termed this as black swan event. Black swan event means a highly improbable event which happens and brings a big change, like this pandemic. We are living through this pandemic. This is still not over. Every 2 months we have a new variant, and we again have uncertainty about future. So this is a black swan event. Nobody would have anticipated 2 years back that this is going to occur, this is going to happen. So black swan event. Then there is very interesting discussion which we have been studying for a number of years now regarding the Moore's law. What is the Moore's law? Moore's law says that computing is going to be cheap by half in every 18 to 24 months, and that is why we are seeing so many fast computers, so many fast processors, and that is why computing cost is coming down. It says that in 10 years, computing can be 100 times faster. In 20 years, it can be 1,000 or 10,000 times faster. So it means technological disruption, use of digitization, use of digital technology in future is going to be much more than what we are witnessing today, what we are anticipating today. In this kind of scenario, when we do not know how fast the computing will become, we are talking about 5G, then there will be sometimes 6G, there will be sometimes 7G, and each new version would be much faster than the earlier one. In that kind of situation, looking at this kind of uncertainty, what is there we can do to imagine future? What is there we can do to imagine the work, and what we can do to see that we remain relevant in future as well? So Lindy effect, black swan event, and Moore's law, these are basic, I would say, framework on which we can plan or design the future. My father did his engineering from IIT Roorkee. At that time, it was not IIT Roorkee, in 1962. And he joined in electrical engineering. He did that, and he government electricity department, electricity board. He worked there for the entire working career. He retired from there and kind of, living happily after. The point what I'm trying to make is that this was the scenario just 60 years back. Today, we are talking of multiple jobs. Every 5 years, every 4 years, people switch jobs. This is my 5th or 6th job in my 27 years career. What is going to happen in future? People are not going to be working like this. We are talking of co-working spaces. We are talking of work from home. We are talking of human clouds. In that kind of situation, in that kind of scenario, what kind of skill set is required, how you can remain relevant, that is going to be the discussion from now on. Imagining future work environment. What is going to happen to the work environment in the future? And I'm sure that next 15 minutes, you will be having most of your doubts cleared with this discussion. So people are going to be increasingly having to do creative and innovative work. That's a big shift in a lot of industries and a lot of places. A lot of creativity and a lot of innovation will come into our work. And that is happening at a very fast pace even today. Sitting in the same building, working together is not going to be dominant mode of working. We are not going to be going to office to work. There will be nothing like going to office to work. You can be working from anywhere, any place. Then, we have discussed this CSCW, computer-based teams, computer-based joint working will be the new norm. And we have seen this, a simple thing like Google Sheets. Now create a Google Sheet free of cost, and people sitting at various places can simultaneously work on a Google Sheet. We have been using this now in our all multiple campuses kind of institutions. They are using Google Sheets and Google Word files, and teams work simultaneously on those documents sitting at various places. This is going to be the new norm. We are going to have working on projects where we have teams from all over the place. People who are coming only for the projects will be there. Experts known as freelancers. There are so many websites now available where you can list yourself as freelancer and you can start earning money. I know lots and lots of young engineers who join in the first year. They learn about digital technology, they learn about HTML, they learn about how to create sites, and while they are in the engineering program, they start earning money using those Fiverr and other platforms which are available where you can freelance and you can share your expertise. This is going to be taking a very big shape in the coming days. Very significant changes in the consumer markets, what consumers are demanding and the speed in which they are demanding. Amazing changes happening. There is nothing like customer loyalty anymore. Customer is only loyal to you till the time that device is being used. What is the meaning of loyalty today? No meaning of loyalty. I can just by uninstalling an application from my mobile phone, I can remove the loyalty factor. What is the meaning of being a customer? I'm using their application. What is the meaning of not being a customer? I'm just uninstalling the application from my mobile. Look at the change in consumer environment, change in the consumer market. Really tough and competitive environment, massive number of new entrants, as I mentioned, small companies having their niche areas would come in the market and they would provide a unique, innovative solution to an existing problem in a much better way than those large existing companies. And they will create new unicorns. They will create new big businesses and successful businesses in the coming years. Need to create significantly more advantage for your customer. Why I'm saying this? Because your customers are no more loyal. We are not going to have any loyal customers anymore. So customers are going to change their preferences very fast. So if you want to have more value for your shareholders, if you want to have more value for your employees, a better work environment for your employees, it means you must create amazing customer experience for your employees, your internal customers, and experience for your external customers. Both is going to be very, very significant. The importance is going to be very big with these two experiences, experience of your outside customers, experience of your internal customers, that is your employees. So there are in this kind of environment, there are certain issues which are to be addressed. And what are those issues which are to be addressed by the organizations? First is data privacy. You must have been hearing in all these TV debates. You must be hearing and reading in all the newspapers what is happening for last 4 days. For last 2 days, in the monsoon session, there was no work which could be achieved in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and the reason was issue on data privacy. So data privacy, because every information is available with these large technological firms. When we download any application on our mobile, it simply says tick the conditions, and generally I find people do not read those conditions. They immediately accept those conditions, and by accepting those terms and conditions, we are giving access to our data, and by having that data access, it is very essential that data privacy in India, even today, there is no real legal act on data privacy. It is there with the central government. They are working on it, but it is not yet passed in the parliament. So data privacy is going to be one issue, and it is going to be bigger in the coming days. Second is equitable distribution of wealth. I discussed with you K kind of recovery. The wealthy people, the skilled people, the digitally advanced people, technically skilled people, they are going to become much and much and much richer. Those companies are going to become much and much and much richer. Those who are going to use technology to their advantage. Now, it can be any sector. In every sector, in every, I would say, supply chain, every value chain, you should try to find out what can be replaced by technology, what can be digitized, because the more digitization you will bring in your company, the more technology driven operations you will have, the more will be wealth for your shareholders and more wealth for your company. So equitable distribution of wealth is going to be a big challenge, and that is why countries in Africa, countries in Asia, they are trying to talk about, in India, their new national education policy speaks at length about skill education, speak at length about vocational skill and education. Why? Because this is very essential. If we continue to read those old political science, economics, and those kind of subjects, then we might be missing out in the coming opportunity. Those subjects are important, but those many people are not required with that kind of skill set in the coming future. So equitable distribution of wealth is another ethical issue which is to be addressed. Then third is digital divide. What is the meaning of this digital divide? To be digitally savvy, we need three things. Number one, digital knowledge. Number two, a good digital device. And three, access to good bandwidth internet Wi-Fi. So there is still a big divide in the country. Because of their economical situation, there are so many students who are there staying at their homes, staying at their villages, native places, and they do not have access to good internet bandwidth, or they do not have access to good, I would say, mobile devices, mobile phones, tablets, and things like that, or laptops. This digital divide is going to be more challenging in the times to come, because those who are having access to these digital devices, having this digital knowledge, having this access to internet, they are going to be at an advantageous position in comparison to others. So this is another ethical issue to ensure that this digital divide do not increase. And then comes a safety net. Safety net is very essential. America has it. They call it, if somebody is not in job, there will be people, lakhs and lakhs of them, those who are going to miss out on their jobs. Like, for example, talking about automated driving or self-driven cars. In United States, on those national highways, the lorries, the trucks which are being driven, they are driverless. Same is going to happen world over. Now, our Honorable Minister Gadkari Saab said very categorically, he said in one interview that India will not allow driverless trucks in India so long as those drivers, there are lakhs and lakhs of lorry drivers in India, so long as they are not skilled for some other job. Now, you cannot keep India, or you cannot keep technology in a box. When it happens world over, when you have new phones, 5G, it will come to India also. So in that kind of situation, it is again an ethical issue that government, state government, central government, organizations, they should create a safety net that the time for which there will be a job loss and time for which there will be a reskilling required. For that time period, those family members and those employees can be sustained. So these are certain ethical issues which we need to address, not individually, but as a community, as a society, as a country. We need to look at these ethical issues. Then comes, what is the changing context of organization? How the organizations are going to change in future. Organizations are going to change the experience of their internal customers, experience of their external customers. There has been a lot of discussion in last 2 quarters. You look at any of the company, you look at L&T Infotech, you look at TCS, you look at Capgemini, you look at Infosys. All these companies are saying that they have lots of business, but they do not have skilled manpower. There is huge attrition which is happening in last 3 quarters in these industries. Why this attrition is happening? Because of experience. Just 2 days back, HCL in Noida has come out with a very interesting plan. What they are saying, that to the best of their workers, they are going to gift Mercedes Benz. They are saying that to the best workers of HCL, they are going to gift Mercedes Benz. So people in Noida are going to see lots and lots and more of Mercedes Benz in the coming months and coming time, because company is going to gift it to their good employees. Infosys has 2 ESOP programs. They have owners ESOP. It means the board of governor ESOP. What it is for the best employees, whether it's a peon or an engineer or a manager, those who are best, they get their ESOP. And they also have ESOP, which is because of longevity in the company. For how long you are there with the Infosys company, you get stock options. These kind of experiences will be more and more. So skilled people, digitally sound people, digitally savvy people like you, they are going to have much better future than what you can anticipate today. Culture is going to change. You are going to have lots and lots of autonomy. You will be deciding your work time. You will be deciding that at what time during the 24 hours you are most effective and efficient. And company will permit you that. You decide your time when you are going to work. You are going to complete this work content, and you can choose your time that when you are most effective, when you are most efficient to complete that quota of work. You will not be going to a particular office to complete your work. Multi-industry teams. What is the meaning of this multi-industry teams? It means collaborative environment. You will not be working single-handedly on a project. There will be multiple people from multiple industry joining together for a project and completing that project in time. Cross-cultural issues. You will not be dealing with only Indian customers or Indian clients or Indian employees or employers. Your team members, your clients, your customers, your employers will be from various countries across the globe. So cross-cultural issues will be there, and you need to learn those skills. And then the last, of course, is increasing competition. The competition is going to increase for those companies, so they are going to become much more demanding. They will be giving you autonomy, they will be giving you freedom, but they will be also demanding the content to be completed. So you can have a very spread out kind of your work day. This is the changing context of organization as we can foresee in the coming years. Now comes your individual part. We are coming to almost end of the discussion. The question is why you get a job. Why anyone get a job? You get a job because of 4 things. Because of your knowledge, because of your skills, because of your attitude, and because of your behavior. Now knowledge is again of 3 types, or skill is of 3 types. One is cognitive skills. Cognitive skill means a skill that has to do with mind. How much you can remember, how much you can analyze, how much you can apply, how much you can create. Cognitive skill is skills which are related with your mind. Then there is second kind of skill set or second kind of knowledge, which is psychomotor. Psychomotor means how you are using your hands, how you are using your neck, how you are using your legs, how you are using your joints. That is psychomotor skills. The thing that you do in your workshop, the thing that you do in your labs, that is all psychomotor. So psychomotor shows how much you are able to imitate. Let's say I am PhD in mechanical engineering, and I take my car, and I want to, get my tire inflated. I have run out of air in my car tire is flat. I reach the petrol pump and I find out that the boy who was filling the air in my car, he's on leave that day. So am I skilled? My psychomotor skills are good. Have I seen how he inflates my tire every time? Can I do it on my own? Can I imitate that? That is psychomotor skills. People have amazing psychomotor skills, especially engineers. But the question is, how many mechanical engineers can actually rectify their air conditioner at home? If your mom says to you that, son, there is a problem with the air conditioner in the bedroom, can you rectify the problem? Can you rectify that air conditioner? The question is, psychomotor skills are equally important. And third is affective skills. Affective skills are skills to do with your heart. How you are good in listening, how good you are in responding, how good you are in taking people along, how good you are in negotiation, how good you are in delegation. All these things are affective skills. So you get a job because of your knowledge, you get a job because of your skills, your domain skills and domain independent skills. You get a job because of your attitude, known as soft skills. You get a job because of your behavior, how you treat others, how you respect others, how you आप कैसे पेश आते हैं किसी के साथ. That's your behavior. So all these things make you a complete package, and that package gets the job. So knowledge can be a bit challenging in coming future. Domain dependent skills can be a bit challenging in future because technology is going to change at a very fast pace, and you, as I discussed earlier, you have to be perfect skilled in the present day technologies, because we cannot predict what is going to happen in future, and future will be happening on every single day. It's a continuum from present to future, will not be a date change. Every day we are moving into the future, as has been discussed in the earlier slide. So you need to look at the present day technology and be upskilled in those technologies. But attitude, your domain independent skills, your domain independent behavior, your affective skills are going to be very, very prominent in future. So what is your plan for the skill transformation journey? Now this is a very interesting and last discussion only, another 5 minutes, and then I'll be concluding my webinar and talk on future of job, and I'll be very happy to take questions if any. In 2013, Carl Frey and Michael Osborne from Oxford University has published a study that future of employment, how susceptible are jobs to computerization, and they said that 47% of jobs in next 2 years, that is by 2033, 47% of existing US employment will be at risk of automation. I tell you, one of my good friend, he is working with an international company in Gurgaon, and his team is into automation only. He's heading a team which is only finding out from various processes in the organization that which of the processes can be automated. So that gentleman, I speak with him, I talk with him, and I laugh with him, that his role is basically people come to his office, show what they are doing, how they are doing, share their process charts, and they do not know that this gentleman along with his team is finding out whether the person who is sharing his job is that job replaceable with automation. So it means they are coming to his office, sharing their job without knowing that this gentleman is actually working to automate my job. 50% of jobs are at the risk of automation. Another study by McKinsey Global Institute, is saying that 60% of jobs have certain portions, certain constituents which can be automated. If not the full job, but major part of the job can be automated in the coming days. And there is a another study which says that by 2055, half of today's work activities, half of today's work will be automated by 2055. We need to know, looking at this future projection, we need to know what work we are actually doing, what work content we are actually doing. And we need to look at our work content. We need to assess what we are doing. Like, I'm a professor, I'm a teacher. Can a professor be replaced by a processor? Can a professor be replaced by a processor? If a professor can be replaced by a processor, then my job is at stake. I need to upskill myself. I need to find out what else I can learn and remain relevant in future. So look at what you are doing, what you are getting training for, what kind of job you're going to join, and keep a close watch on what you are doing. You are all skilled. You are all engineers. You are from a very prominent and prestigious institution. You all are exceptionally brilliant. You know what you are doing, and can it be automated? If you feel what you are, and this is not for today, this is for 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. Keep an eye on where technology is moving. What is the present day technologies? And those present day technologies, can they replace your work? Can they automate your work? If they can, then you need to work on your skill set and remain relevant. So we'll have, but the point is, if we keep on tracking this on our own, then we'll have sufficient time, I tell you, because automation is not going to happen overnight. It is not going to happen that today you are working on a particular project and next day you reach office and people would say that yesterday night we purchased a robot and you are no more required. This is not going to happen. What it means that you will have ample time, sufficient time to develop and adapt your skills to the new business possibilities, to the new business practices. The point is, you need to learn to work alongside technology and not to be displaced by it. You should know what is happening in the technology area. Keep on developing yourself. Be upskilled at all time with the present day technology. Keep on working alongside technology and you will always remain relevant. You will never be displaced by technology. My last discussion, and then I'll conclude my webinar. Again, all of you are aware of this. I'll quickly brush it aside and take you through. These are domain independent skills. Whether you are doing electrical engineering, like my father did, whether you are doing mechanical engineering, like I did, whether you are doing civil engineering, like my son is doing from Delhi College of Engineering or DTU, whether you are doing computer science engineering. And why I mentioned this? Because all three generations, my father was in electrical, I was in mechanical, and my son, elder son, who is in final year of civil engineering, we all three are not from technological background. We are not doing computer science engineering. Why I'm sharing this? There can be any domain. You can be expert in any domain. These skills are domain independent. And when I say domain independent, it means you can have amazing successful career. God can bless you with lots and lots of authority, money, and wealth, provided you work in those domain independent skills. They are going to set you right for the future of work. Number one is creativity and design thinking. Now, there is nothing like you are innovative or you are creative. You can learn. There is a design thinking program. So many programs are available on EDX. So many programs are available on Coursera. So many programs are available on SWAM platform, NPTEL platform. Enroll a program, pay 2,000 rupees and learn digital thinking, design thinking. Very simple concept, but very crucial concept. Very crucial skill to develop, creativity and design thinking. It will teach you, it will tell you how you can look at any social issue, how you can look at any problem, any present day problem, and how you can start bringing innovative solutions, different solutions, how you can bring innovative approach in your thinking process. That's design thinking. It can be learned. You can become innovative. Critical thinking, complementary to design thinking. Critical thinking means do not take anything on the face value. If somebody is saying that this is the solution you have, do not accept that as a solution. Try to apply your critical thinking. Try to find out, can there be a better way to solve this issue? Critical thinking, complementary to design thinking. Communication skills and public speaking, very simple and very effective skill to develop. Communications, you should be good in expressing yourself. And just I think yesterday there was a discussion by I think Infosys chairman Murthy Saab was making this statement. He said that in Bangalore there are a lot of people, those who have done their engineering or done their courses in vernacular language, because of inclination of southern states that they should be good in vernacular system. He said, they could have earned more had they been good in English speaking. So communication skills, expressing yourself, using the global language, English, and have one more additional language. It can be Chinese, it can be German, it can be French, it can be any other language. It can be Persian, it can be Arabic. Have one more additional language, in your forte. So communication skills, public speaking, very, very crucial. Team working, people skills, your emotional skills, social intelligence. What is social intelligence? Using your emotional skills, using your people skills, and come out as a socially intelligent leader. Empathy and leadership. What is empathy? Empathy is different from sympathy. You all know that. Empathy is putting yourself in somebody else's shoes and really experiencing that what problems your customer is facing, what problems your employee is facing, what problems your colleague is facing, what problems, understanding their issues in a very, very close quarter. Empathy. So develop your empathy skills. Leadership, very crucial, very important. Ownership. Leadership brings you ownership. When you're doing a job, whether it's small job or large job, you should own that particular work content. Bring your leadership around. Then comes negotiations and conflict management. Most of us in the coming years will be working as freelancers. And when we are working as freelancers, negotiations are very crucial. Conflict management, because we are working in large teams, conflict management is going to be a very crucial skill. Project management, utmost important, because we all will be getting deadlines that by such and such. What is a project? Project is any set of activities with a deadline. If there is a time deadline set, any set of activity become project. I'm going to organize a party at my place on Saturday evening. The moment I say Saturday evening, tomorrow evening at 7, it becomes a project. So in freelancing work, things come to you with a deadline. When you're location independent working, you're working from your home, you're working from different locations world over. Project management is very important skill to develop. Then comes computational skills. You can be from any background. You can be from medical field. You can be from medical technology. You can be from optometry. You can be from law, architecture. You can be from any field for that matter. From hotel management, from event management. But computational skills. Digitization is going to happen in all the fields. So computational skills are very crucial. And then comes self-management and attention management. What is the meaning of self-management? Self-management is basically crux of all these put together. All the discussion that we have had put together is self-management. How you can manage yourself, how you can keep your mind vibrating all the time. Learn some spiritual activities, learn how to meditate. These are important skills to have. You can be following any religion, but you can be even not following any religion. But meditation is something. Keeping spiritual thinking process in place is self-management. It's much bigger than time management. The time management is a small part of self-management. And then another crucial part is attention management. People are now very poor listeners. But when you are working freelancing, we are finding this issue in the even online classes. When we are taking class, the students, or those who are sitting at the other end of the laptop, other end of the digital curtain, how to keep yourself engaged. It is no more, earlier days, the faculty, used to throw a small chalk. When I was in school, there was a teacher who was, very accurate. He would throw a small chalk to the student who is not paying attention. But this is not going to be possible anymore now. Your boss, your employee, your employer, they all will be using digital platforms. So learn to increase your attention. Learn to pay attention to listening. People are finding it difficult now. They do not listen to their kids. They do not listen to their brother and sisters. They do not listen to their spouse. So attention and listening is a big skill that we all going to require in the coming days. And the last, of course, is lifelong learning. Learning how to learn. A simple thing I said: be expert in present day technology, because present day technology are going to be applied to present day work environment. So there is not going to be a future date. Every day is on a continuum. So you must be expert in present day technology. And if you are expert in present day technology, if you keep yourself updated, if you keep on learning, then in that case, you will always remain relevant, whatever is the shape of future, whatever is the shape of work in future, you will always remain wealthy and relevant and blessed.